After the divorce, her husband threw an old pillow at her with a look of contempt. She did not know then that opening it to wash it would freeze her in place. When Rachel Carter married Evan Miller, she believed she was stepping into the kind of love her mother had always prayed she would find, a partnership built on care and respect. Instead, she found herself in a marriage filled with silence, cold glances, and a loneliness no words could repair. They had met in Austin, Texas, when Rachel was working as a nurse and Evan was a mechanical engineer. Back then, he was calm and attentive, the kind of man who listened more than he spoke. But after marriage, something shifted. Warmth faded. Everything she said seemed to irritate him, and every gesture she made passed unnoticed. He never raised his voice, never lifted a hand, yet he treated her as if she did not exist. For 5 years, Rachel tried to save the marriage. She cooked his favorite meals, worked double shifts to help pay the mortgage, and still smiled when he came home late. What she did not realize was that Evan had stopped trying long before she understood that the love between them was already gone. One cloudy afternoon, he walked into the house holding a stack of papers and dropped them onto the dining table. He told her, without emotion, that they had wasted enough time and that she should sign. Her heart tightened as she asked if she had done something wrong. He did not look at her when he replied that she had done nothing right either. There was nothing left to say. She signed the papers with trembling hands, her wedding ring catching the dim kitchen light, and he did not lift his head even when she slid the documents back toward him. That night, Rachel packed quietly. There was not much to take: some clothes, an old framed photograph of her mother, and the pillow she had slept on since her college days. She had brought it with her from her hometown in Oklahoma years before meeting Evan. Its fabric was faded, but it was soft and familiar. Her mother had given it to her before she left home, telling her that whenever she missed home, she should hold it close and it would feel as though she were being hugged. As Rachel walked out with her suitcase, Evan grabbed the pillow from the couch and tossed it toward her with a mocking smile, telling her to take the old thing with her, that it was probably full of dust anyway. The pillow hit her chest lightly and fell into her arms. She said nothing, held it tightly, and left. Hours later, in her small rented apartment on the other side of the city, Rachel sat on the edge of the bed staring at the pillow. Evan's words echoed in her mind. Maybe she should wash it. Maybe starting over meant letting go of everything that reminded her of the life she had lost. She opened the zipper of the faded pillowcase, ready to throw it into the laundry, when her hand touched something solid buried deep inside the stuffing. Frowning, she reached in and pulled out a small plastic bag carefully wrapped in cotton. Her hands began to shake. Inside were neatly folded $100 bills and a yellowed letter. Her breath caught when she recognized the handwriting. It was her mother's. Rachel sat frozen, the letter trembling in her hands, her thoughts racing as she wondered why her mother would hide money inside a pillow. The envelope was old but still sealed. She opened it carefully, afraid the fragile paper might tear. Her mother's familiar blue ink filled the page, telling her that if she was reading this, life must have grown heavy, that her mother knew she would never ask for help even when she needed it most. She wrote that the money was not much, only what she had managed to save over the years, meant to be used when Rachel needed to start over, when she felt trapped, or when someone forgot her worth. She explained that she had hidden it in the pillow because she knew Rachel would never part with it, and because she wanted her to rest her head on love, not fear. The end told her that wherever she went, her mother's arms would be around her. Rachel's vision blurred with tears. She pressed the letter to her chest and cried until her body shook. Her mother had died a year before her wedding, and Rachel had believed that her final gift was a piece of advice, to choose kindness even when it hurt. Now she understood that this too had been a gift, a silent, secret way of protecting her daughter even after death. The total money reached nearly $5,000, but it was not the money that mattered, it was what it represented. Her mother had known that one day Rachel might break, that she might have to rebuild her life from nothing, and she had prepared her for it. For hours, Rachel sat between grief and gratitude. The apartment felt empty, yet for the first time in months, she did not feel completely alone. Her mother's words filled the space. The next morning, Rachel woke early, made herself coffee, and looked around the apartment. She knew she did not want to waste another minute mourning Evan. She found a job posting online for a nursing position at a local community clinic. The pay was modest, but the work mattered. She applied before she could change her mind. Weeks passed, and Rachel slowly rebuilt her life. She worked long shifts, saved every dollar, and walked along the river in the evenings to clear her thoughts. Her co-workers admired her quiet strength, and patients smiled at her kindness. Gradually, she began to feel alive again. One day, as she was leaving work, she saw Evan standing outside the clinic. He looked thinner, worn down, his former confidence gone. He asked if they could talk. Her heart raced, but she asked him what he wanted. He admitted, softly, that he had made a mistake, that the house was not the same without her, that maybe they could try again. She smiled gently and told him that she had started sleeping again, for the first time in years. When he asked, confused, if she really meant sleeping, she nodded and told him she slept on her own pillow. Then she turned and walked away. As she crossed the parking lot, Rachel realized she no longer felt small, broken, or afraid. Her mother's letter had given her more than money. It had given her permission to begin again. That night, Rachel placed the letter in a small frame beside her bed, a quiet reminder that love, even after loss and betrayal, can remain the softest place to rest.